Miss Beverly Harry Emanuel, Advisor Social Development, Miss Michelle Small Bartley, Program Manager Youth Development, Miss Tiffany Daniels, Consultant, Mr. Shaquan Gill, or Moderator and CARICOM Young Professional, or Young Professionals here today, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues in the Secretariat. It is an absolute pleasure to join you here today, especially to extend a special welcome to the participants of the Caribbean Community CARICOM Young Professionals Programme. You are our aspiring leaders, innovators, and game changers of the community, and of course, a collective of bright minds from across our beloved community. If you look around you, this is not just a room. It is a powerhouse of potential, a living, breathing testament to the future of our region. Remember that. You might be thinking, or you have heard speeches before, you have sat through presentations about potential and opportunity, but today I want to talk to you about the unique position you hold as young professionals in the Caribbean, about our CARICOM single market and your role in it. Let me also take a moment to commend the colleagues who are coordinating this vital effort. In looking at the material for this program, as put up on screen by Ms. Daniels, it is clear we are all on the same page, equipping you, or young Caribbean community leaders, with the knowledge, skills, and networks you need to genuinely engage the CARICOM single market and economy. With a blend of field visits, virtual sessions, face-to-face engagements, action-oriented youth programs, mentorship, this program is truly an important undertaking. It reflects our commitment to young professionals like yourselves, who are key stakeholders in our community's integration journey. This program, the CYPP, was developed by the CARICOM Secretariat with the solid support of the European Development Fund, Strengthening Framework for Caribbean Integration and Cooperation Program, the SFCICP program. We are grateful for the input and the contribution of the EU. They have a long history of supporting our initiatives, including those that specifically engage youth. In fact, let me share this with you. The CYPP template is not entirely new, and more specifically, youth engagement in CARICOM has formed a critical part of our outreach and engagement, which has seen increased focus in recent years. Think of the template like a family recipe that has been passed down and perfected over time and is still being perfected. It actually follows a similar template developed some years ago for tertiary students engaging the CSME through field visits. I recall the first iteration of that program from about 17 years ago, and I'm pleased to say I had a direct association with it when I was CSME focal point for Jamaica. So in short, the CSME is real to me. It has shaped my career. Over 30 years ago, around this time, I was sitting in a library in university in the Northern United Kingdom doing research for my thesis on the then fledgling Grand Aunt's Declaration of 1989, which gave birth to the CSME. My path has somehow brought me right back to the CSME. So I'm speaking from personal experience, not esoteric, but the CSME has shaped me and has been a foundation for my career. I vividly remember that visit 17 years ago of 25 tertiary students from each participating CARICOM member state being immersed in the CSME in a different CARICOM member state. It was like a regional exchange program, but focused on building our shared economic future. I was one of 2 support personnel who traveled with the Jamaican group from Grenada from 31st August to September 6, 2009. What we immediately saw, and I'm sure that this will happen with this program, from experience was networking, immersion, CSME advocacy, and participants actively seeking out opportunities. It was not just about textbooks. It was about real-world connections. The students' lives were enriched, and many had never traveled to another CARICOM member state. And they realized that they were in a common space, bound by history, culture, and experiences. That visit, for instance, produced a real success story. One student, after truly getting to better understand the CARICOM rules of origin, went back to her family business in Jamaica and immediately saw the potential. She built on her family legacy and started exporting wood products to the region. That is the kind of tangible impact we hope to hear from about the CYPP. Just as we had positive results back then, imagine the possibilities for your own ventures, connections, and networks, as was said before by previous speakers. Over the years, we continued with similar tertiary engagements, again with the support of the EU. We have also had attachments with our CARICOM youth ambassadors, young diplomats in training, engagements with CSME focal points, high school teachers, border control officers, and even training for media workers. There's a clear pattern of collaboration, including among our departments here in the Secretariat. While these activities are often considered CSME public education led by the CSME unit, many of the stakeholders fall under the remit of other directorates, including the Directorate for Human and Social Development, who is leading this effort. It is a true team effort, just like a relay race. So as we embark on this program for engaging young leaders, I wanted us to take a walk together and to offer some points that will be useful for your further understanding of this ongoing CSME integration work. So let's begin. The CSME, as we see it, is one of the foundations for our growth. To give you some background, the CSME was formally established by the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas in 2001, building on the foundation laid by the original Treaty of Chaguaramas, which established the Caribbean Community in 1973. Not to oversimplify, but think about it like this. It's like upgrading from a classic landline to a smartphone, same core idea, but with way more functionality and connectivity. The core goal of the CSME is straightforward: to provide the foundation for growth and development by creating a single economic space. This allows for the free movement of goods, of capital, services, CARICOM nationals, and the right of establishment, meaning the right to establish businesses across the space. These are the 5 core regimes of the CSME, and this platform is absolutely key to CARICOM's economic integration. And remember, economic integration is one of the 4 essential pillars on which CARICOM rests in pursuit of its overall objectives. The 3 others are foreign policy coordination, human and social development, security. These 4 pillars are, if you will, like the legs of a strong table. Remove one and the whole thing wobbles. CARICOM heads of government then agreed in 2006 to begin operating the CSME, initially focusing on the single market. At that point, 12 member states declared their readiness to put the CSM into operation. Now let us get into an update of the current actions we're taking to push the CSME forward. Tracking progress is a bit like checking the progress on a major construction project. We have the blueprints and now we're seeing the walls go up. So what are the key priority areas and the current areas of progress? The CARICOM heads agreed to 7 priority areas for implementing the CSME, And these are crucial for accelerating or integration efforts. One, agriculture and sanitary and phytosanitary matters. This is making sure our food is safe and moves freely and securely. Two, operationalization of the multilateral air services agreement. And naturally, you would understand, this is about making it easier for travel and trade by air. Establishment of an online companies registries in all member states, as well as a regional labor market information system, essentially modernizing how we do business and connect talent. Review of the common and external tariff and the rules of origin, ensuring fair and beneficial trade rules. Making operational the mutual recognition of companies, that is, making it easier for businesses to operate across borders. Completing the operationalization of the protocol on contingent rights, which is important for movement, protecting the rights of families and loved ones moving across the region, as in contingent on movement. And legislating the previously agreed categories for free movement of persons across member states. This would have included the last three approved categories: domestic workers, agricultural workers, private security officers, expanding opportunities for more of our people. So let's briefly look at a status update. What is happening with agriculture and phytosanitary measures? We are making strides. The Council for Trade and Economic Development, which is one of the organs of CARICOM, has approved several key policies, including the trade policy for the policy for trade in animals and animal products, an alternative sanitary and phytosanitary settlement mechanism, with the regional agricultural health and food safety policy and national framework. Essentially, just remember this. This means we are working to create a safer, more predictable environment for agricultural trade across the region. Think of it, simplified, as standardizing our kitchen rules so everyone can cook and share safely. Now, as I said before, the Multilateral Air Services Agreement, this is big. This has entered into force. 12 of 15 member states have signed and ratified it, and it provides a necessary regulatory framework for a CARICOM air carrier to provide transport services between member states. This means potentially easier travel and more connections within our region. Imagine flying from Barbados to Guyana for a business meeting, or from to Trinidad for Carnival with fewer bureaucratic hurdles for airlines. The establishment of the online companies registry and the labor market information system, as I mentioned, several jurisdictions are without online registries. But here is the good news. Under the current 11th EDF sponsored program, upgrades and amendments will be made to their IT structures for the online companies registry system. This is like moving paper files to a digital cloud, faster, more efficient, and accessible. And one member state already has its own system. Regarding the labor market information system, the ILO, International Labour Organization, is actively working with the CARICOM Secretariat to ensure that an upgraded platform can be installed on our redesigned LMIS. Beyond IT, the LMIS requires member states to have internal systems for sharing information from their national statistics offices. I'd tell you that 7 member states have already established the necessary memorandum of understanding for cooperation. This will hopefully mean better data on jobs and skills, helping you find the right opportunities and helping businesses find the right talent. On the review of the common external tariff, and you'll hear more about that this week, the group Sectoral, a working group, has finished its work and has submitted its report to the Council for Trade and Economic Development, and we anticipate that their recommendations will be considered this month, June 2025. This is a crucial step towards fairer and more effective trade within our single market. Now, the review of the rules of origin, the goal, the sectoral working group will continue to review this, and the goal is for the COTED, the Council for Trade and Economic Development, to address this matter at its next regular meeting. This is all about ensuring that our regional products are also truly recognized as made in CARICOM, giving them the advantage they deserve. And I won't go into details, but I will move on to the free movement of all CARICOM nationals. This, as you know, many of us can relate to the free movement of CARICOM nationals. This is a hot topic, and for good reason. It is about making our region feel truly like home for all of us. The Conference of Heads, at its 48th regular meeting, agreed that by March 31, 2025, the remaining 2 member states would expedite the signature of the Protocol on Enhanced Cooperation. This would enable its provisional application and permit the introduction of full free movement among those member states that are ready to move ahead by this month, June 2025, beginning June 1. This is a monumental step. The meeting also agreed that the implementation of full free movement by a decision under this protocol will include minimum guarantees for primary and secondary education and emergency and primary health care. Notwithstanding this decision on full free movement, it is anticipated that the skilled nationals regime will continue for some time. This is due to the need for transition before for a transition period before a full free movement takes effect. And the fact that at least one member state has indicated that it will be maintaining its skilled nationals regime for the time being. Now, the conference decision for member states to make the legislative, institutional, and administrative arrangements to facilitate the movement of 12 approved categories of skilled national remains critical. So, as a little update, 4 member states have legislated all 12 categories. 4 others have legislated 10. 1 has legislated 7, and 3 others are providing for the 5 categories listed in the revised treaty. So we continue working to get everyone on the same page. So other issues that challenges that are impacting the free movement, uncertainty include uncertainty of the status of CARICOM nationals granted indefinite stay, also uneven practices concerning facilitation of travel, and non-adherence to the procedures regarding refusal of entry. This is something where we continue to actively work on to address smoother travel for all. Think of it as ironing out the creases in our regional travel policies. There are other important areas being worked on, and this is still a work in progress. The CARICOM industrial policy, which looks at building our future industries. And the draft policy has been developed, and hopefully it is a game changer. And it identifies 12 ecosystems and which are the main foundational pillars to build a strong and vibrant regional economy: agri-food, fisheries and processing, construction, culture and creative industries, digitalization, education and human capital development, energy, health and well-being, micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, non-food manufacturing, research, development and innovation, and tourism. Now, the draft policy has also carefully considered our ever-evolving regional arena and increased volatility in the international geopolitical and economic space. So that's and importantly, the policy is designed to address our challenges head-on, like a strategic game plan to tackle some of our biggest challenges. So the draft policy, you will ask, where is it now? It is with member states for their review and feedback, and we're eager to move it forward. Finally, throughout your time in this program, you will be exposed to many areas of work being undertaken by the community. And my colleagues will engage you on activities within their specific work programs. I strongly encourage you to take every opportunity to be empowered by the information and experiences afforded to you. Think of this as your personal toolkit for success in the CARICOM space. The more you understand, the more you connect, the better you will understand how we function together as a region. The key is to remember what makes us and you as CARICOM young professionals so formidable. First, one, our adaptability. We are a people who have learned to make a lot out of little. We're used to finding creative solutions, whether it's fixing a car with a piece of wire or whipping up a delicious meal with whatever is in the cupboard, as simple as that, to bigger things. The same spirit of resourcefulness is invaluable in the professional world. Second, our community. We often hear about the Caribbean family, and it is true. We have an inherent sense of connection. Leverage that network not just to get a job, but to build genuine relationships. The person sitting next to you today, believe it or not, could be your future business partner, mentor, future prime minister, minister, opposition leader, or even the champion who opens doors you never even knew existed. So connect this week over a beer or coconut water or just in conversation. Third, in addition to our adaptability and our community, our unique perspective, we bring a blend of global awareness. You know, as Caribbean people, we like to know what's happening in the world, right? And both a global awareness and local understanding. And we understand our own nuances and the nuances of our markets, the heartbeat of our people, the rhythm of Caribbean life. This is not a disadvantage. It is a superpower. And it allows us to identify needs and create solutions that are genuinely relevant and impactful for our region. Finally, our passion. We're a passionate people, whether it's about our music or food or sports or carnival, as we pour our hearts into what we do. Bring that same energy, that same drive, that same fire to what you do. Let it fuel your ambition, inspire your innovation, and push you through those inevitable tough times. The future of the Caribbean is not some distant horizon. It is being built right now. As you dive into this program, remember that you're not just learning, you're actively participating in shaping the future of our Caribbean. Remember that as youth, you have a voice. And you are building a future where a brilliant tech idea born in Barbados can scale globally, where sustainable tourism in Antigua and Barbuda and St. Lucia is not only about beautiful beaches, but empowering local communities. A future where agricultural innovation in Guyana feeds not only our region, but the world. Where creative industries in Trinidad can capture global attention, and financial services in, say, Jamaica can drive regional prosperity. Importantly, and lastly, the CSME, remember this, it is a journey, not a destination. It's a marathon, not a sprint, pardon the cliche, and you have a direct stake in its success. The journey is not a smooth, sun-drenched beach walk. It is more like navigating traffic in one of our capitals during rush hour. It requires patience, strategic maneuvering, and sometimes taking a different route than you initially planned. The path towards achieving a resilient community needs the involvement of all stakeholders, and that includes each and every one of you. Even with its many challenges, hear this. The CSME is still heralded as the best option we have as a platform for our integration. It is our pathway to collective prosperity and strength, our best shot at building a vibrant, interconnected, and thriving Caribbean. Thank you.